Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for the latest news and information from the city of Greensboro. According to AARP, 37% of people age 65 and older report being victims of financial fraud. However, only 5% of victims file a police report. Identity theft and credit card fraud are the top crimes reported by residents who are 65 and older. Guilford County Family Justice Center's Elder Justice Committee will host Friends Against Fraud to educate and empower aging adults about fraud and scams. The programs are free and open to the public, and lunch will be provided. Pre-registration is required a week in advance. Workshops will be held at 11:30 a.m. at the following locations. Friday, November 2nd at First Baptist Church located at 1000 West Friendly Avenue. Thursday, November 8th at Mount Zion Baptist Church located at 1301 Alamance Church Road. And Tuesday, November 27th at Christ United Methodist Church located at 410 North Holden Road. Friends Against Fraud is a partnership between law enforcement, human services, private nonprofits, and others. The program focuses on arming older adults with information on how to recognize frauds and scams. The goal is to address the growing concerns surrounding fraud and exploitation among aging adults in Guilford County. To register for Friends Against Fraud, visit the Core Guard website or call the Family Justice Center at 336-641-7233. This year, many Greensboro residents learned the hard way that easy access to vital documents such as insurance policies, birth certificates, and car titles is crucial during post-emergency situations. That's why Housing Consultants Group, a partner member of the Storm Recovery Alliance with the City of Greensboro, is offering to scan your vital documents onto a flash drive on 2 days this month. The flash drive events are free to anyone who experienced reportable damage either during April's tornado, Hurricane Florence, or Tropical Storm Michael. The cost to all other residents is $10. Flash drives will be provided to each family for their document storage. The events take place from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Thursday, November 8th, and again from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday, November 10th. These will happen at the Greensboro Housing Hub located at 1031 Summit Avenue, second floor Learning Lab. Registration is preferred but not mandatory. All documents will be scanned face down in front of you, and all scans will be deleted as soon as they are saved onto a flash drive, which will be given to you immediately. For more information about these events, call Housing Consultants Group at 336-553-0946. Friends of Green Hill Cemetery will host botanical walking tours of the city's oldest active public cemetery. The tours will take place at 1 p.m. on Saturday, November 10th, and again on Sunday, November 11th. Botanist Doug Goldman will share his expertise and anecdotes of his favorite trees. The tour meets inside the southernmost gate of Green Hill Cemetery on Wharton Street near Fisher Avenue. Tours cost $5 per person and support the Friends of Green Hill Cemetery. Space is limited, therefore reservations are recommended. Reserve a spot by sending an email to info@friendsofgreenhillcemetery.org. In an effort to help each of us improve our quality of life, the city has partnered with Cone Health for a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Let's check in with our friends at Cone Health for today's news for your health.
Did you know that over 7.5 million people are seen in physicians' offices for shoulder pain every year? We'd like to share with you today a series of exercises that we found are helpful to regain mobility and strength and prevent injury in the shoulder. So we'd like to demonstrate for you one of the exercises that we find is very important to keep your shoulder healthy. This first exercise isolates the group of muscles that we call the external rotators, an important part of the rotator cuff. And this is performed by holding an elastic band or a bungee cord between your hands with your elbows safe at your side and rotating your hands apart. It's important to keep your elbows close to your side and to keep your shoulders low. Don't hike them up close to your ears, but again in a relaxed position down low. We recommend doing 3 sets of 10 repetitions of this exercise 3 to 5 days a week. So the second exercise for healthy shoulders involves an exercise called shoulder extension. This helps to isolate the muscles that attach to the shoulder blade and helps with stability. This is called shoulder extension. You utilize an elastic band, grasped with your hands, elbows straight, and to begin with, you want to pinch your shoulder blades together behind you and then draw your hands backwards. That's the shoulder extension. And again, we recommend performing this 3 sets, 10 repetitions, 3 to 5 days a week. Now, these elastic bands can be attached to a doorknob or any other stationary object around the house. You see how Noelle keeps her shoulders level. They're not rising up next to her ears, and it's very important to keep the shoulders down to get the full effect of this exercise. The third exercise for a healthy shoulder we call a horizontal row. And this again is performed with an elastic band or a bungee cord. In this one, you want the band to be attached roughly at shoulder height. So you might need to sit down if you're attaching the band to a doorknob, or you can put a knot in the elastic band and close it in the door so that it's at about your shoulder height. And you're going to grasp the elastic band with your arms straight, and then you'll be pulling your hands in towards your chest. You pinch your shoulder blades together at the onset, and then you'll pull your arms in and then slowly release, keeping your shoulders level, not hiking them up near your ears, but keeping them down low. And again, 3 sets of 10 repetitions, 3 to 5 times a week. Certain shoulder positions and movements can be very hard on the group of muscles that we call the rotator cuff, in particular overhead reaching and lifting. So the military press, which Tracy's demonstrating, can put excess stress on the rotator cuff muscles, and is generally an exercise that we would recommend people avoid. In addition, dropping the barbell behind the head and up onto the back of the neck also puts the shoulder in a compromised position that can cause stress and strain and irritate the rotator cuff and shoulder girdle muscles. Our final recommendation for a healthy shoulder is to make sure that you're always lifting and reaching in safe positions. You want to make sure that you maintain proper posture. You can see Noelle sitting up nice and straight. And as she's reaching, she wants to make sure that she uses good body mechanics. You want to avoid reaching in awkward positions, such as when you're driving your car, reaching into the back seat for an object. It's a position that puts the shoulder at a disadvantage, and we often see people come in with shoulder injuries from lifting in awkward positions. So take the time to find a safe, comfortable position. Use your power zone with your hands in front of you, your elbows at your side, elbows below your shoulders. That's the safe zone. Regular exercise is a critically important part of a healthy lifestyle for people of all ages and activity levels. Regular exercise improves our strength and endurance, can help prevent injury, and helps in our recovery. Maintaining a full range of motion and normal strength in the shoulder is the key to pain-free shoulder motion. Please visit conehealth.com/orthopedics for more information. I'm Dr. Kevin Supple.
The community will have an opportunity to say thank you and honor military veterans of foreign wars on Veterans Day. We'll have that story and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Steve Milliken Black Cap Veterans Group will host a Veterans Day ceremony at the Guilford County Veterans Memorial in Country Park. The event will take place on Veterans Day at 2 p.m. on Sunday, November 11th. The group is a local association that honors military veterans of foreign wars, including World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan. The event will feature the color guard from the U.S. Army's 82nd Airborne Division Sustainment Brigade from Fort Bragg. The keynote will be delivered by Mike Brennan, a West Point graduate and Vietnam veteran who served in the U.S. Army. Brennan is a physician in Greensboro and military historian. Country Park is located at 3905 Nathaniel Green Drive. No pets are allowed inside of the memorial. General parking is available in the paved lot off Orman Road or at J.C. Park. Handicap parking is allowed at the memorial entrance. Approximately 60 invasive honeysuckle shrubs will be removed from the entrance to the Bog Garden as part of an ongoing effort to remove invasive plants from the garden and replace them with native plants which better support wildlife. Recently, residents took part in a community conversation to learn more about the Bog Garden Management Plan. The Bog Garden is a partnership between Parks and Recreation and the nonprofit Greensboro Beautiful, whose volunteers help enhance and maintain the public gardens. In November 2017, volunteers and city staff launched a long-term project to remove and replace invasive plants for the benefit of the local ecosystem. As of August of this year, volunteers have planted nearly 1,500 native plants representing 59 different species. More information about this project and its benefits to the garden can be found on the Greensboro Beautiful website. If your weekends consist of raking piles of leaves, the city's annual loose leaf collection program will kick off on November 13th. The first round of collection is scheduled through December 22nd. If you don't gather your leaves before December 22nd, the trucks will make the rounds again from December 27th through January 25th. You can visit the city's website to access the interactive map that will show where your neighborhood falls on the pickup schedule. Meantime, the city offers the following tips for a successful loose leaf collection season. Rake leaves to the edge of your yard behind the curb, not in the street or on the sidewalk. Remove sticks, rocks, and other debris that may damage city equipment, and do not park vehicles on, in front of, or near piles of leaves. The city also offers a yard waste program to dispose of leaves throughout the year. Residents can place leaves in clear plastic bags or in a plastic or metal garbage can and set them at the curb on regular trash collection days. The collected leaves are converted into compost to fertilize city gardens and landscaped areas. If the landscape areas in your yard could also benefit from the compost, it is sold at the White Street landfill located at 2503 White Street. In an effort to spotlight and celebrate local artists, business owners, community builders, and essentially the next generation of leaders, the city is proud to partner with Action Greensboro to introduce our Made in Greensboro series. This day, we place the spotlight on Fred Robinson, creator of Body Helix. As a tennis player, Fred Robinson has always known success. The accolades for the 67-time world and U.S. medalist run long and include Player of the Year in the Men's Open in North Carolina and Florida. Fred turned that expertise on the court into inspiration and a successful business, along with two other partners, Steve Earp and Tom Parker. Nearly a decade ago, though, while still playing, Fred noticed that standard compression gear designed for muscle and joint pain or injuries had little effect, was uncomfortable, and seemed to be well behind the advances of fabric science. That's when Fred decided if he wanted compression gear to work, he'd simply do it himself. He wanted the product to do three things: stretch, rebound, and stay in place. That led to the development of Body Helix's FormFit technology. Body Helix is now being recommended by doctors and rehab specialists, along with athletic trainers, physical therapists, massage therapists, occupational therapists, and chiropractors. To learn more about Made in Greensboro or to see more images taken by photographers Jerry Walford and Scott Mothersbaugh, visit the Action Greensboro website at madeingso.com. Guilford County is considered a work-ready community. Grants and other resources are available to prepare workers with skills and training so they can excel in the workforce. Coming up after the break, find out about the work-based learning opportunities offered by the Workforce Development Board. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. Work-based learning opportunities are available as a resource to prepare workers so they can excel on the job. Greensboro prides itself in offering employers a skilled workforce. Joining me now to tell us about the various training grants and resources is David Ramsey. He is the Vice President of Economic Development at the Greensboro Chamber of Commerce and a member of the Guilford County Workforce Development Board. Hello, David. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Carla.
Tell me about what work-based learning opportunities consist of and how do local businesses benefit?
So work-based learning opportunities are a unique tool in our community, and businesses really take advantage of two different tools within that platform. One is incumbent worker training, and so if a business has those existing employees who would need to be retrained, there could be a new piece of machinery or tool for that employee to use. Those programs are there to retrain that employee. And the second one is for new employees, and so that's on the job training, so-called OJT grants. And so the federal government has some programs that help a business offset some of those wages in the OJT period.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about on-the-job training. What does that look like?
So on-the-job training is for new employees. And so if an employee is hiring, say, 10 additional employees, or employers hiring 10 additional employees for a new product or an expansion or whatever the case may be, those employees can be trained. And the unique thing about that is 50% of those wages can be really offset through OJT. So it's a really unique program.
Okay, so obviously the county is serious about this if you're willing to put grants into existing employees and helping them refresh their skills. As you mentioned, incumbent worker training. What are the benefits of doing that?
So for the incumbent worker training program, the benefits are very clear. One of the things that existing businesses tell us is, hey, what are the programs and maybe even incentives for us that we do business here in Greensboro, High Point, or Guilford County? What's there for us to expand? And so the so-called IWT program, Incumbent Worker Training Program, is there for that type of employer, really to retool the workforce. And so from our perspective, it's a very responsible incentive. And so that employee may receive training and maybe for a few years or 5 years or 10 years stay with that employer. He or she may elect to go to another North Carolina or hopefully Guilford County-based employer. And so we keep that skill set here. One of the biggest challenges in economic development and workforce development nationwide and probably globally as well is the so-called skills gap and skills shortage. And so these programs ensure that we keep a trained workforce in our community.
And we do apply something called a work-ready community. So that means that we're trying to incorporate all of this training to ensure that people are where they need to be as they walk into a job or continue on the job, as you mentioned. Now, there's a relationship between economic development and workforce development. And then here in Guilford County, the emphasis being on not just Greensboro, but also High Point and the county as a whole. Tell me about that relationship.
Sure. So it's a special relationship we have here in Guilford County. So Greensboro and High Point are, of course, both in Guilford County, two cities that work very closely together on a regular basis, especially on the economic development front and workforce development as well. Workforce development and economic development go hand in hand. They cannot be separated. Those two entities are together on a regular basis. And then the two, so the Greensboro Chamber of Commerce, which runs economic development in Greensboro, and the High Point Economic Development Corporation are also working closely together through the Guilford County Economic Development Alliance. And so these partnerships exist to help businesses both in the county and also potential new businesses as well.
And that's a very unique concept as far as the Economic Development Alliance, because you've chosen, or the cities rather, High Point and Greensboro, choosing to work together with the county so that not everyone's competing against each other for new commerce or industry that wants to come here.
Absolutely. And so and the two cities really have recognized, both on the government side and the business community, have recognized that, hey, we're actually really stronger when we work together instead of competing with each other. And so this group came together really almost exactly 3 years ago through what we call GCDA, which is the Guilford County Economic Development Alliance, to work together both in growing what we have and recruiting new industry here as well. And so the common thread between those two of many is workforce development.
Wonderful. So if someone is an employer, they've heard about the grants that are available to their existing workforce or on-the-job training as they bring new people in, and they want to take advantage of this, how do they go about doing it?
So great question, and I would really encourage all of our businesses to look into this. This is really free money to help your company and retool both current workers, team members, and future employees as well, and so we can help you through that application process. And so the website for users to kind of look through this FAQs and how do I get started and that sort of thing is guilfordworks.org, or you can call 336-373-8041. And I would recommend getting in touch with our business services group at the Workforce Development Board, and they can help you through this process.
Wonderful. Well, David, you've given us much information. I'm sure employers are going to be very appreciative knowing these resources are available. And like you said, who doesn't want free money?
That's right. It's a good deal.
Thank you. Well, do come back and keep us posted.
We will.
Thank you. Stay tuned for a little-known fact about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. One way to stay informed about what's happening in the city is by attending or tuning in to city council meetings. The Greensboro City Council meetings are open to the public, but if you cannot attend, we broadcast the meetings live right here on GTN, and we also stream the meetings live on the city's website. Council meetings take place at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesdays of the month on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building located at 300 West Washington Street. The first meeting of the month includes public comments and special presentations. Meetings on the third Tuesday of the month focus on public hearings and city business. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. A new economic development campaign for East Greensboro is being led by the nonprofit group East Greensboro Now. Simply titled Invest East, the campaign is a result of collaboration with the City of Greensboro and Chamber of Commerce. The city is extremely proud to be part of this initiative to capitalize on recent successes in East Greensboro and support a number of accomplishments on the horizon. A renaissance is taking shape on the east side. Developers and homeowners think about opportunity, access, and availability before investing in an area. East Greensboro has it all: available land, diverse housing, a skilled workforce, and incentives for investment. East Greensboro is resilient, proving to be stronger than the tornado that devastated the community 7 months ago. North Carolina A&T State University, Publix, United House of Prayer, and Self-Help are investing in East Greensboro. To find out more about living, working, and playing in East Greensboro, visit eastgso.com or contact East Greensboro Now. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight. But first, prepare to mark your calendar for all the great events happening this week on the town.
Hey, this is Taylor. We honor and celebrate Veterans Day this Sunday, and everyone here at FYI Weekly would like to thank the brave servicemen and women. Calling all pottery lovers, this Saturday, head over to the annual Fall Potters of the Piedmont Pottery Festival from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Leonard Recreation Center. More than 50 regional potters will showcase their work at the biannual event hosted by Potters of the Piedmont. This festival offers the public an opportunity to meet some of the most accomplished regional potters in one accessible location. Don't miss it. Log on to thepottersofthepiedmont.com for more details. Are you a big Wizard of Oz fan? Come have lunch with Dorothy and the cast in the Carolina Theater Renaissance Room at noon before the Saturday matinees. Bring your cameras and get dressed up if you like. Then enjoy this timeless classic as the Community Theater of Greensboro performs The Wizard of Oz and Dorothy and her friends take you over the rainbow. For more details and a complete list of showtimes, go to carolinatheater.com. The Greensboro Farmers Curb Market will host their Made for the Holidays event this Sunday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Experience the magic of the Crafts and Pottery Show, a 20-year tradition in Greensboro. The Farmers Market transforms into an eclectic wonderland of locally produced culinary treats, fine art, fiber art, pottery, jewelry, and more. There will be free general admission, live seasonal music, food trucks, and over 100 emerging and established artists. You can also purchase an early bird $5 pass from 10 to 11 a.m., which gives you crowd-free shopping, shopping tote, and gift raffle entry. Log on to gsofarmersmarket.org for more details. Did you know the Greensboro Children's Museum offers active duty military members free admission to the museum, as well as $2 off admission for any military family member? Be sure to bring your military ID. The Children's Museum is located downtown and offers 33,000 square feet of hands-on exhibits for children of all ages. And don't miss the exciting new Water Wonders exhibit that just opened. Keep watching FYI Weekly right here on GTN to find out about more events happening on the town.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has 23 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. Today, we place the spotlight on the Greensboro Science Center. The facility is receiving a generous contribution from Sue Cole, the incoming board chair at the Science Center. She is funding the creation of the Cole Family Butterfly House and Monarch Conservation Project. This exhibit will spotlight native butterfly species with a special emphasis on the iconic but diminishing monarch butterfly. The dynamic seasonal exhibit will be filled with native butterflies and a new educational experience focused on pollinators and their importance. The future Cole Family Butterfly House and Monarch Conservation Project will create a lush garden space nestled between the Science Advancement Through Innovative Learning STEM Center, currently under construction, and the original Science Center building, which was made possible by the Junior League of Greensboro in 1957. Straight ahead on the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO shout out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout out. This week's shout out goes to the Greensboro Police Department. Chief Wayne Scott hosted the department's inaugural Chiefs Ride as a fundraiser for Special Olympics. More than 50 riders revved up their engines to raise $4,600, including a $2,000 donation from Riding High Harley. Proceeds benefit Special Olympics North Carolina and the nearly 40,000 athletes across the state. The route was laid out by the GPD Motorcycle Patrol. Festivities included a live demonstration by the Greensboro Police Motor Unit, a slow ride competition, music, and food. Raffles included custom-painted helmets, Special Olympics North Carolina gear, and the winner of the slow ride competition won a $100 Harley-Davidson gift card. Looks like the weather cooperated and a great time was had by all. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Be sure to check out our weekly podcast, Talk City Greensboro. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.